So what's the your school or college? What do you call? What is the name of it?
I'm currently studying in Hong Kong University of. I'm going to study in University of Science and Technology. So yeah.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
what are your hobbies, Yogesh?
Coding and singing. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
Okay.
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 So
Thank you.
thank you. Yeah. So guys, let's all stick to English. So we have people like I think we have one Pawan. He's from Andhra, and then we have a we are international like no team now actually, right? We have a uh, oh he's from India. He's born and brought up in Hong Kong. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Okay. So it's a 3 sharp. Let's get started. 3. So we are going to talk about. Sorry. So these are things what we'll cover in this thing, right? I told you the first intro day. So talk about the CMOS basics, and we'll go through digital design, revision, and so basically what I've studied in your 4th semester or 3rd semester. Just revise what is a combinational logic, sequential logic. So that change during our lifetime, right? It didn't change last 30 years. I hope it will not change what next 30 years, right? So that's going to remain forever. So that you have to be very strong in that, right? So slowly we'll do that, and we'll see what is a microcontroller in the 3rd lesson, right? Or simple microprocessors. So we'll see what is that. So hope you all can see my screen.
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. Okay, so we'll see what is a microcontroller, right? Okay, so we'll look at the microcontroller, and so we'll see. I think you all will have an idea, but we'll go through the hardware wise. What is the architecture, right? And I'll tell you in a moment why we need to study about a microcontroller. We'll study what is the timing diagram. So that's important when you're going to do design any chip. So you need to know what is the timing diagram, right? So anyone know what is the timing diagram?
No idea, sir.
Okay, what is the example I can give?
So timing
Can I search in
diagram,
Google, sir?
hello sir. Timing diagram is used to represent the change in the output or the how the
uh,
output changes gets based upon the input clock.
yeah, similar to that. Yeah, it's a sequence of events. Probably let me call that way, right? So you have so many signals in your circuit, right? So every gate has input and output, right? And so there are multiple levels of logic connected together. So if you draw the timing is what you call. Let's say if you know cricket, you follow, right? So you have to be good in timing to hit the ball to a 6 or a 4, right? You have to made it properly. If you're not good in timing, your ball will like no, either you'll get out or ball will go to wicket keeper or you'll get hit somewhere. Let's say bouncer is coming. Some ball is bowling a bouncer. So you should have the right timing to hook the ball. Rather than no, you'll ball will come and hit on your helmet or your face, right? So that's the timing, right? So timing is very important. You are launching a rocket, so timing is important, right? When they do countdown, you do say you count till 1 and 0, then the rocket launches, right? So it's extremely important, right? So timing is very important. Those are some of the examples for the timing, right? So what are the sequence of events? What does it happen? So it helps to understand the circuit in a better way if you do order timing diagrams. Okay. So and we'll see what is a memory. I think memories probably everyone knows what is a memory, right? So we'll see what are the types of memories, why we need to use them and everything. Right? We look at the clocks. What is a reset? The reset we all will know. Clock is, yeah, I think probably I told it's clock is just a free running pulse in a fixed time period, right? That's a reference. So that's reference for all the circuit operation. That's called a clock. Then we'll talk about the control path and data path in one of the lessons, right? So then we'll talk about the timing parameters. All right. So the flip-flop has multiple parameters. The logic gates have multiple parameters like combinational delays, setup time, hold time. You would have studied in college, but no, I want to refresh that and learn all these things properly, right? So that you should never forget, because these are important concepts. Whatever you learn here, right? So let's say you're making a career in chip design. So you need to remember that these are some of the interview questions. I think probably I told you, right? When you go for an interview, these are some of the basic questions what will be asked. So this particular module, what digital design is your bread and butter. If you want to do work in chip design, you should know everything what I talk, right? You should take notes seriously, and you should learn and ask any questions what you have, right? So if you're really thorough, so it's kind of half the job done, I would say. Learning rest of the things would become very easy. The concepts, you know, right? If you don't know what is the AND gate, you cannot design a chip. It's similar to that, right? So you need to know all these concepts. And we'll have a one chapter about the clock domain crossing. I think I told about that, right? So clock domain, when you're dealing with multiple clocks, so you need to take a few precautions. So when the signal goes from one clock domain to other clock domain, right? I think I gave an example, right? When somebody is talking too fast and somebody is talking too slow, right? Right, and then you have to other guy has to listen. He has to understand whatever you said, right? So either the guy speaking fast has to slow down, or other guy have to understand, or he has to record and then listen, right? So some buffering need to happen. So that's one of the example, right? So something is too fast, something is too slow, then yeah, you need to have some mechanism to handle that. Or even it's working at different speed, it's asynchronous. Over a period of time, there will be a mismatch, right? So you need to make them understand each other, right? So that's clock domain crossing. So we'll talk about details for that. So there's something called 5 4s, first in, first out, right? Whatever, it's like a memory element. So whatever goes first has to come out first, right? So we'll look at how that is designed, what are the various precautions and trade-offs. So we'll go through that. We'll look at some of the aspects of low power design. So the low power is very important, right? Your battery operated devices need to have less power as much as possible, right? So we'll see how do we make it happen by doing good design, right? So then the last chapter will be asynchronous and synchronous design. So we'll have we'll look at some of the examples and why we have to do what and everything, right? So that's the thing, but we may not do everything in the same order, right? So we'll be like mixing and matching as we progress. So we do that, but this, if you want to look at structured way, this is a structured way, but yeah, so we'll be a little bit flexible. We'll go here and there. There'll be some change in the topics, because the way it is going to happen is, still I'm working on an idea, right? If you remember the flow chart, yesterday I showed you already in the ASIC design flow, in the SOC design flow. So I told first we have to write a Verilog code or a VHDL code. Then you do something called simulation. Then you do something called synthesis. You need to do something called FPGA or ASIC implementation floor plan and everything, right? So various stages. So what we would do is we'll take a simple design and then go through the complete flow. Probably we'll go the FPGA route so that you can go to the lab. We'll get some FPGA boards, you can program that and see how the design works, right? So we'll do small designs and we'll build, and then we'll reuse this designs what we did to make a bigger block. For example, right? So idea is to do a counter, shift register, multiplier, ALU kind of things, and you can design a small RISC CPU, right? So once the RISC CPU works, you design other small peripherals like a UART or a timer or a watchdog, and then slowly we'll build a SOC, small SOC, right? So still I have to structure, I need to do a lot of groundwork, but I'm trying to work on such a plan. So we'll not do the modules separately. I'll not teach you Verilog first. I'll not teach you verification separately, right? So everything will happen together. So you'll find it more interesting, and you can also experiment and do more labs. That's what we assumed, right? So you'll do more labs, and you can practice better, because we said about 70% is practice and 30% is what you'll learn. So we have to make that happen, right? So let's think differently and see how we can make that happen. So I don't have a plan. I need to think, right? So I don't have any such plan, but that's a plan, overall plan. So I'll work out the minute details, and then let's see. Okay. Questions?
No, sir.
Okay. So you all know who is Steve Jobs?
Founder of Apple.
Founder of Apple. Yeah. So he's no more. I think he passed away. He had a blood cancer, leukemia or something, right? I'm not very sure, but yeah, he passed away. Right? He was very successful. You all know that, right? So why
Yes,
is
sir.
Apple so successful?
It's a branded one, sir.
No, yeah, how they got the brand? Let me ask you. Yeah, maybe you're right. How they could get the brand?
Don't know, sir.
Any questions? Yogesh, do you know?
Yeah, I don't really know.
Okay.
Maybe he thought of ways to do things easier. I don't know. Just random thoughts.
Okay. So the way he's successful is he's very different, right? He's a very different guy. He wants to be unique, right? You can go and read his biography if at all there's one, or read the Wikipedia, right? How he started Apple, what did he do, and so he's everything he does. He's very different. He's unique. They just launch one phone per year typically, right? The month of September, October, if I'm right. Right, so they don't do too many products. They're very focused. They're very different, right? If you know iPod, so that's a trendsetter, right? The first iPod was like invented by Apple, right? The shuffle iPod, whatever, actually, right? The basic element. So they're trendsetter. So everyone started following him. So he's the leader. So the rest of the people are followers, actually, right? So that's the difference. So he's the leader, right? So it's one of his quote. So we are here to put a dent in the universe. Otherwise, why else we ever be here, right? You understand, right? So we need to make a change. So we cannot be like, if you want to be successful, you have to be different from others. You have to lead from the front. Remember, I showed a slide in the first lecture, right? So the fish moving first is the leader and the other people are followers. So you need to be a leader, whatever we do. It can be in any domain, right? You could be a singer or you could be a cook or whatever, actually, right? Use your passion, right? You have to be best in that. Or at least you have to try to be best in that, right? So it's extremely important. So likewise, you all want to be making a career in chip design, right? So you need to be best in that. So what do you need to do? I think I had a plan. I showed you, right? What are the objectives? What the expectations from the students are, right? So you need to follow that, right? So take a printout or make that also your screenshot in your desktop or your mobile, whatever, right? So you keep seeing that once in a while, right? So you need to know what is expected out of you, right? So then everything will fall in place. So keep reminding yourself, right? Maybe I should keep flashing the slide once in maybe a couple of days in a week. So we all keep remembering our goals and objective. What is that? Once we all remember that, we'll automatically follow that. Okay. Okay. Yeah, there's a quiz. So what is
Okay,
that?
uncle.
So I'm often associated with electronics. However, I have a meaning that's much more isolated. I am 6-letter word. Think very simple. It's not complicated. Even the school kids will know. Even Yogesh would know. So somebody has studied what is basic electronics, you will know, right? Yeah, please guess. It's okay. Pardon?
Breaker.
Breaker. What is breaker?
Breaking circuit.
Breaking a circuit. Breaker is not 6-letter, right? Yeah. Breaker is 7-letter. Anyone else want to take? Source. What is the source? How does it fit in this? How does it isolate?
Power source is needed in electronics.
Okay.
It can mean many things. Doesn't exactly have a meaning.
Silicon, uncle.
Silicon, why it will isolate?
Silicon sound.
Silicon is not 6-letter, right?
Yes, uncle.
Think very simple. It's very simple.
Mobile.
No, why does it isolate?
Mobile also has a meaning. Other meaning of mobile is to move.
Okay, why is more isolated? It's very simple. Don't think so sophisticated. This is some of the very basics. Okay, let me give another hint. For a circuit to work, at least a digital circuit to work, even analog, any electronics, right? For it to work, what do you need? What are the basic things you need? Okay, you have components. Let's assume all these things. You have assembled a circuit. If it has to work, what is it that has to happen?
Supply and
Power
ground.
supply.
Yeah, okay. So what is that? Ground. Ground is the answer, right? So that's isolating the things, correct?
Okay.
Correct? Agree or disagree?
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that's ground.
Yep.
Okay?
Correct.
Yeah. There could be any other answer, I don't know. Switch, you can talk like a switch. Switch also isolates the things, right? So there's a switch in electronics, right? It also isolates one part against other part, right? So you want to switch your power on, switch on, then only the current goes, right? So typical ground is more appropriate, right? Okay. Okay, so the first part we are going to talk about Arduino, right? I told the first class we're doing a lot of projects. Apart from what you learn, you'll have to do this. Nothing. It's very simple. You can be a good electronics engineer only when you implement in practical in your lab. You have to do something, certain things. You should know how to solder a circuit. You should know how to what components are there. You should know a little bit of programming, and yeah, you should build your own ideas. You first implement existing ideas, then you should come with your own ideas and making small circuits, right? So some of you may have an Arduino board already, right? So I want one of you to pick up that data and collect offline. Let's not discuss in this class. There's a lot of things to talk. So who wants to volunteer? Does anybody volunteer? So who's good in Arduino, right? Vishnu, I think you want to pick up this.
Sir, we want to search about Arduino and
No. Check up how many people have Arduino in this group of 10 people. They have Arduino Uno board, the first one, right? If they have, it's good. If they don't have, can they buy? And if some people cannot afford, so get their name and let me know so we can organize something. So that's exactly the question, right? There are some people have Arduino boards, I know, right? So I think Vishnu you have, and a couple of other guys also have, right? Bhuvanesh has Arduino, and Girish definitely have Arduino, right? Sriram has Arduino, you know, right? So let's find out that offline how many people have Arduino, how many people you want to buy. So these are the places where you can buy, and these are price, right? And we don't have to buy everything together. I'll tell you what you have to buy. Before you buy something, you can ask me. I'll tell you what you have to buy first. So you don't have to spend 3,000 rupees on the same month. You buy certain things first, and next month you can buy certain things, right? But if you don't have money, that's perfectly fine. Don't spend. I'll help you, right? So I will find ways. I know there are certain people you don't have even laptops, right? That's you need to have a laptop. Otherwise you cannot use Arduino board, right? So don't bother, right? Give us some time. We'll organize everything, right? So if you cannot buy Arduino board, yeah, please let Vishnu know, right? So don't feel shy, or you let me know. If you're not comfortable talking to Vishnu, just send me a message separately, right? Or why don't we do something? Just message me separately. Like let Vishnu not do that. It'll become a little bit difficult, right? So you just message me separately. Yeah, if you don't have Arduino, if you have Arduino board, you don't have to do anything. Then I'll understand. You just message me on privately, right? Text me privately if you don't have Arduino board, right? And if you cannot buy, then you know the 2 points you need to reply. If you have Arduino Uno board, you don't have to do anything. If you don't reply, whether you have it. Right? Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, let's do that. That's very simple. Yeah, because money and everything is involved. Let's Vishnu not talk, right? Yeah, so let's keep it simple. Okay, so you need these components. You can read it. It's pretty thing, and these guys are shipping. So it's not like Amazon. So if you go and place an order, they will ship it in few days, right? So one of my friend told. So they'll. Yeah, you cannot click on this link, but I have attached the email in the other slide. I'll send you. I'll forward the emails in your Google groups, so you'll have a copy of it, right? Right. So you can click on the link, and if you want to purchase, or you can go to nearby shop, or if you're in Chennai, you want to go to Ruchi Street, you can do it, right? I think Yogesh can easily buy. China is pretty cheap, right? So you definitely can get some Arduino boards there pretty fast, maybe at a cheaper rate, right? Or maybe you have one already. I don't know. Yeah. So,
Can I get the copy of this document also?
Yeah, I'm going to send it everything. Yeah, just send me your email address. You text me your email address, then probably I'll send you all the details.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay. Thank you.
Right. And the battery you don't buy. So batteries are a little bit expensive compared to about $500. So if you have a power bank, you could use that to begin with, right? So you hope most of you have a power bank. So just use your power bank. Whatever you use for mobile, you can use this for Arduino boards. Right? But when you're deploying somewhere, you have a product you're going to put in the field, then you need a battery, right? So use your power bank, or if you have a AC to DC converter, you can still use that, right? Let's look at what are the Arduino specifications, and we can do it. Battery, this one should work typically. Power bank should supply power, right? So don't buy the battery. So let's try and minimize. Don't spend too much money. It's difficult times, right? You all know, right? So almost we don't know who all will get affected. If nobody is affected, let's thank God. We don't know next couple of years how it's going to be, right? So it's very difficult situation financially. So don't pressurize your parents. Okay? Agreed?
Yes, sir.
Okay, uncle.
Yeah, it's very extremely
Okay, sir.
important, extremely important, right? So keep that in mind. Don't put pressure on your parents, right? So let me make it very
Okay,
clear,
sir.
right? If you cannot buy,
Okay,
you
sir.
know, we'll work out. So our 2-3 people can share Arduino board, so we can do that way also. Okay. When the lockdown, everything is done. If you are in the same city, you can all meet in one place. There are Arduino simulators out there. I'm going to show you, so you can simulate it online. So we can do. There are certain experiments we can do. Okay. So if you cannot buy, that's fine. So we'll try and find out ways. Okay. So let's move on. So what are we going to do, right? So there are a couple of projects we are going to do. So you can click on the link. You'll find the details. There's a line follower obstacle detector, right? So I think line follower is a robotics project. There'll be a black color line. So the robotics, you know, it has to just follow that line and go the same line. Something similar to that. Okay. So you can read later on. So let me not explain the project, or when we do the project, I can explain it to you, right? So you can just click on the link. There are slide decks are there. You can, that's in a Google Drive of our, in our class, like no Google Drive. I created another Google Drive, not the earlier one. I'm going to move everything through this. I'll tell you the ID, password, and everything for this drive. I'll put that in the Skype or WhatsApp or what. I'll send it by email otherwise. So you can go and organize the things and maintain the things appropriately. Whatever the VLSI design training class or some account I created. So let's put everything there, right? So line follow obstacle detector is any obstacles are there, the robot has to detect that and it has to move accordingly, right? Very simple projects, elementary projects. You should be able to do that. Okay, so you can buy from the shop bm.es and there's online simulator. So you can simulate various circuits before you implement on Arduino. You know what is a simulator, right? Correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So try that simulator, and yeah, so you could try some of the circuits. I don't know how to use a simulator, but find out. Maybe there's some YouTube video links. So in the coming week, I think probably next week, I'll get one of my friend whenever it's suitable time. So I'll ask them to come and explain the basics of Arduino. Not everyone knows Arduino. So what we'll do is, this may look very simple to some of you who's been who worked on Arduino, right? Then we'll have separate project for them, right? So you don't have to do this. It is very simple. Ignore. We'll try and work out different ideas for you, right? For those who don't know Arduino, we'll start with this. So that's what I asked for, your data and profile and everything, right? Whenever you filled in that forms, I'll use that. I'll call you and talk to you in person in the coming days. Then we'll organize accordingly, right? So the beginners will do this. If you're already experienced in Arduino, then probably we'll work out something. So we will see how do we do it, right? So let me have some time to think after I get the data. So we'll plan. Okay. So that's what we do. This will go in parallel. So you'll not get bored with the theory stuff. Most of this digital design, there'll be some theory, there is some Verilog, there'll be some verification, but we'll mix the Arduino also along with that. Right? Or if you have spare time, once you get started with the basics, when you spare time. There are a lot of things to cover, and 4 hours per week. You may get exams, and who are studying in the wheels, your exams will come, then you have to work around all these things, right? So your the other commitments, so we'll plan the things accordingly when everyone has time. Okay, so I'm going to send you this in your WhatsApp. There's a quiz. So based on making of SOC, right? Once you get the WhatsApp, you take less than few minutes, right? So finish that. This is a Google form, so finish that. And time limit is what? Let me tell you, it's 3 minutes. So you have to finish in 3 minutes. Okay, time starts now. 15:23. So 15:26 we are finishing it. Okay. It's very simple. Like what have you studied? So it's based on that. I think probably let me talk to Yogesh meanwhile, right? So you guys work on that. Exactly in 15:26 we'll finish whatever state you are. 3 minutes is more than enough for that, right? Don't do Google search and all. Just finish do whatever you know. Don't cheat, because I all trust you. You can if you want. You can refer your notes if you have written notes. You can. Right, but finish 3 minutes. It's already 1 minute is over. Okay, so Yogesh, I showed you, right? So a lot of things may sound very difficult to you. I think these two probably you might find it very interesting. This also you would find interesting. This will be interesting to you. This would be interesting, right? And Yeah, so let's see how much you can follow on the second slide, right? This slide, right? So let's see, right? So if you don't understand, it's okay. So at least you attend. If you're interested, you attend and keep writing your notes. So if you are still interested, no, I can help you offline.
Okay.
Okay. So it's okay if you don't understand. It's okay. I tell all my boys that way, right? If you don't understand anything, that's perfectly fine. Right? But write notes. You have a notebook and pen with you and keep writing what videos will be on the YouTube. You can go and refer that also.
I can't hear you, sir.
Yeah, so the videos of these sessions go to the YouTube, right? So you can download it from the Skype also. Right? Skype will record this and show it in the chat box. You can download it there. I'll be uploading in the YouTube anyway, right? So you can refer them, and if you don't understand, that's fine. You write. If you don't understand, write the topic. Then probably we can talk offline and talk about it.
Okay.
Okay. So in principle, Yogesh, this we are going to talk. The objective is this, right? We are going to talk how to design a chip and how to do it practically, right? We have to go and make a system and install it somewhere, right? Either in your house or in your society or somewhere or in a rural area, wherever, right? So we have to solve problems, right? So whatever area you're interested, right? I think one of the students told in the last class when I asked for ideas, one person told they want to solve the emission control, right? When there is a lot of pollution, at least in India, right? When bikes move, there's a lot of smoke, right? That person wanted a system to reduce the emission, right? And then other idea was water efficiency, control the efficiency of the water, the taps, whatever it is, right? So you could come up with your own ideas, right? And then we can implement. So it has to get implemented in the field somewhere, right? It has to go and somebody has to use it. So it may take a year to two to do that. So don't bother. It's a long-term wish, right? So by the time you go to your second year, then only would do that, right? So it's challenging. It's not easy, right? But I need all your help for that. Okay, then only we can do that.
Okay.
Either you come with your own task or we'll help you. If you don't have any ideas, that's fine. There's so many ideas, right? IoT, people talk about IoT, right? There's a lot of artificial intelligence. Small things you can pick up, right? One idea is to how do you control the bulb, the illuminance, or how bright the bulb can glow or it can dim automatically based on the surrounding light, or switching on, switching off the light automatically based on when somebody enters the room and gets out, right? Controlling the feed of the fan, or switching off the fan and switching on automatically through your mobile. How can you do that? You don't have to go and tap the switch, right? Sitting in your mobile, you can operate, can control the fan speed and everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
wait, so I have to bring up an idea of a project and then come to you, or what?
Yeah.
Do I just okay?
Yeah, I would prefer the students to think and come with ideas. Right? You come with your ideas, we'll help you.
Because I'm working on a few projects right now. One with I have a few projects right now, so I can bring those up also.
Very good, excellent. Yeah, any help you want, let us know.
Okay.
It's not just me. I have a people of 10-15 people behind me, right? So you will see them one by one in the coming weeks. So they would come, they will address you, they'll help you if you want and everything, right? But I'll be in the front. Those guys are in the back. So if I don't know the answer, I'll go and get the answer for you. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks up, guys. So get back to the class. Switch off your phones. All of you guys are done. There are 5 questions. How many you answered?
I answered 3.
Very good. Okay.
3, sir.
3. Very good. Excellent. Okay.
3, sir.
Very good. Okay. Yeah, let's finish the class. After the class, you can answer the other 2. So it's okay. Let's do it later. Let's get on. We have already half an hour passed. We have only half an hour to go, right? Let's see how far we can go. Okay. We did this. Okay. So we are going to talk about CMOS basics. And then if we get time, we'll go to digital design, right? That's what we plan to do today. Okay, CMOS. It's called complementary metal oxide semiconductor, right? That's called CMOS. So there are various types of CMOS. This is what we're going to study, right? PMOS, NMOS, CMOS. Then once we know how the basic, CMOS is a transistor, right? Basically, right? So using those transistors, how can you design logic gates, inverter or NAND and or and where do you use them, right? So this is what we're going to study in the coming slides. CMOS. So right, so CMOS consists, it's called complementary metal oxide semiconductor. So the expansion, right? So there is something called NMOS and PMOS, negative MOSFET and a positive MOSFET. There are two transistors, right? So put together. So you may not, Yogesh may not understand, that's fine. So that has a gate, it has a drain, it has a source, right? So the drain is N type in the NMOS. In the PMOS, the drain and source are P type, right? And the region, there's a P-well region and N-well region. I'll not go too deep into that because that's a semiconductor physics, you'll get lost, right? So you can Google and find out if you want more details, right? You can go to Wikipedia and learn. Yeah, there'll be a lot of YouTube videos, I suppose, right? So I just want to show CMOS is made of two transistors. One is a P transistor, one is an N transistor. They are connected back to back, right? So then that's how you make the CMOS transistor. Okay. Right. So why there's something called bipolar, right? You know what is a TTL? You would have read in the class. Or we call bipolar, right? So see, what is the advantage? So they have less power. The CMOS has less power, right? And the CMOS has a low static power dissipation. The leakage, everything will be very, very less, right? When the power is actually dissipated, when the actually circuit switches. So when it is idle, there is no power consumption. You're not doing any activity, right? There is no power consumption. When you change your input from 0 to 1 and 1 to 0, then only it switches, then only the power is dissipated, right? So you understand now that's why the power is less. So I think we discussed, right, in first class, the power is directly proportional to the frequency, right? We said, right? It depends upon a switching activity. I give an example. If you run very fast, there's a lot of activity, right? You run very fast, you consume more energy. You get tired very fast. You lose all the power, right? You walk very slowly. You conserve all the energy, and you can walk for long, 3 hours, 2 hours continuously. You run fast, probably you can run for a few minutes. Depends on your stamina. So that's an example, right? And it's also higher performance. So CMOS gates, on IC, so it's you get a lot more performance. Basically, it has less space, so you can pack more logic. It's high performance, those kind of things, right? So NMOS, is a drain, gate, and source, and this is how you refer the NMOS. This is a symbolic representation for NMOS, right? So you put like a C, extended C, and you put a gate here, and there is an isolation here, right? That's how you show. So NMOS is built on a P-type substrate and with N-type source and drain diffused to it. So drain and source are N-type, and this is a P-type. So I hope most of you know what is N-type and P-type.
Yes, sir.
So what you do is, that's how the semiconductor types, right? You take a basic semiconductor, you do diffusion, something called, right? You put the P-type or N-type purity. So the semiconductor becomes a P-type or N-type semiconductor, right? So that helps in the conduction. Current goes like that. That's a concept. So you should never forget all these things. You should always remember these are very, very simple things, right? The doping, the P-type and N-type and everything, right? If you forget it, it's very difficult, right? So you try and understand, like, relate that to example, right? You have to do that. Once you understand the example, it becomes easier, right? So NMOS, there's a lot of negative type impurities, right? They are called electrons. The PMOS, it's all holes and electrons, if you remember, right? So NMOS, the majority carriers are electrons. When high voltage is applied to the gate, you apply high voltage here. What happens? The NMOS will not conduct. So it's open. The switch is open when you apply high voltage. When you apply the low voltage, when you apply the low voltage here, so the gate remains open, right? So no current flows. So NMOS is typically faster than the PMOS. So with the electrons are travel twice as fast as holes. You guys know that? You know or you don't know? The electrons are twice as fast as holes. Don't know?
No, sir.
So check out why that happens. Understand? Like, do research and find out why the electrons are running twice as fast as holes. Right? So that's why the NMOS are like much faster than the PMOS, because the majority carriers are electrons, right? And if you look at the PMOS, so only one difference is the small circle here in front of the gate, right? So that's PMOS. So the source is p-type and the drain is n-type. Sorry, the channel is p-type. So the MOSFET is p-type. And the source and drain are diffused with the n-type substrate. Majority carriers are holes here. When the high voltage is applied here, it will not conduct. It is the reverse of the CMOS, right? So you want to put a low voltage for it to conduct, right? And PMOS devices are more immune to noise than the NMOS devices. I don't know why, so you need to find out. So write down the two homework, right? Find out why the electrons run twice as fast as holes. I want one of you to write those things and circulate in the email group, man. So who will do that?
Sir, just now you served, sir. Can I say that, sir?
The first homework is the electrons are twice as fast as holes. Why? That's the first assignment.
Sir, can I?
Second assignment is the PMOS devices are more immune to noise than the NMOS devices. Why? So there are two questions. I want one of you to write that down. Ishwar, can you do that? And send it to the email to everyone. Okay? So we'll forget. This question has to go. By next class, you need to tell the answer. I think I keep giving some homework, but I lose track, right? Unless some of you, I told Ishwar to do this. So the first time we start the next class, we should go and review this question. Then we'll go to the class. It's very simple. It will take a minute or two for you to find the answers. It's very simple, right? So the CMOS, it's a combination of the PMOS and NMOS. Okay. So both are used in this. When same signal turns on, a transistor of one type used to turn off the transistor of other type, right? There's one signal is applied. So it will make one transistor on, one transistor on, and the other transistor off. Okay. Right. So if you apply a one, that's what happens, right? In the PMOS and NMOS, you apply a low voltage, the NMOS conducts and the PMOS is off. If you apply high voltage, the PMOS conducts and the NMOS is switched off, right? The same principle is applied here. All right. So this logic devices only it's like operate like a simple switch, and you don't need a separate pull-up resistor or something, right? So it acts as a pull-up resistor. When that is off, right? When the transistor is off, what happens? The resistance increases, right? You would have studied IV characteristics of a transistor, bipolar transistor in your class. What happens when it's in the off region? It has a high resistance, right? Correct or not?
Yes, sir.
Right. I think I'm not in the power show mode. Let me see if we can draw a IV curve. You want me to draw the IV curve? It's like this, right? Right? Probably for diode, I don't know. Right?
Yes, sir.
Injection diode, very simple. Transistor, I don't know, probably I forgot. So this is your like no resistance basically, right? The off region. You'll have a high resistance basically. Transistors also is very similar actually, right? So maybe I forgot. You can go and check. Okay. Okay. So the both p-type N transistor, the gates are connected to the same inputs, right? So the p-type MOSFET will be on and the n-type is off and vice versa, right? So both the gates are shorted together and connected as an input, right? So only one can be on at a time. That's the concept. Understand? What is the CMOS?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So we'll see what is the inverter. It will be more clear, right? So this is a CMOS inverter, right? You all know what is the inverter, right? If you give 0, it becomes 1. If you give a 1, it becomes a 0. Okay. And this is a very, very important circuit. You should remember forever. By heart these circuits. So it's very simple. This is your NMOS. This is a PMOS. The gates are connected. I told you together. And this is what? This is source. The source are connected. This is output. I hope this is a source. I don't know what it is. Yeah, we'll see. Right. The drain is connected to VDD. That's a power supply. And other end is grounded. Right. So NMOS transistor has a one input from the VSS ground and PMOS transistor one input from the VDD. Right?
Okay, sir.
The terminal is a Y output. This is a Y and this is a is an input. When A is 0, what happens? So I want one of you to analyze. When the A is 0, what does it conduct? So PMOS become an open circuit, right? We give them 0, this becomes on, this becomes off, correct? Right? That's what is written here. This is 0, this is on, this is off, correct? The NMOS will be conducting. That's what we studied here, correct?
Yes, sir.
PMOS will be conducting, sorry, yeah, PMOS will conduct. And this is PMOS, sorry, I got it. This is PMOS. So when you apply 0, this is the PMOS, this is the NMOS, right? PMOS will conduct. So that's why it says on, this is off, right? So the current will flow like this. Because this is off, you cannot reach to ground. This is totally cut off, a high resistance path, right? So from the voltage, it goes to output like this. So the current get discharges like this, right? There's a path. So you get the VDD appears here. So you give a 0, you get a 1 here, that's why. Understand?
Yes, sir.
Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Should I repeat
Yes,
again?
sir.
Yes.
Bhuvanesh, do you understand? How about Raja?
Yes, sir.
Raja, do you understand?
Yes, uncle.
Okay, sounds good. Let's see the other condition, right? This is called a truth table, right? So 1 and 0. When you apply a 1, the PMOS transistor is off. That's a rule, right? When you apply 1, the NMOS conducts. That's what we studied, right? Correct? You have to remember that. NMOS gets on when you apply a 1. So what happens? This is off now, right? So there is no path. So this is cut off. The supply cannot go anywhere, right? This is off. It's high resistance path. So the ground appears here, correct? This is on. So this is a low resistance path and the ground appears 0 appears here. So when you give a 1, you get a 0. Correct? Understand, Ishwar? Questions? Okay, which one? The first one or second one? Both. Okay, very good. I'm going to repeat again. Listen carefully. When you apply a 0, 0 is ground. You're not applying anything. You're not applying anything. You're applying a 0, the A. A is the input. This is the input of the inverter. This is the output, right? And you all know the truth table. If you 0, give someone, you get a 1, you get a 0. Let's see how the transistor works. This is analysis, right? You put a 0 here. This PMOS is on, this is off. You understand that? Right? PMOS is off. On, this is off. When you're off, this is high resistance path. Right? And this is on. So the current cannot flow down. There's no path to the ground. Because there is high resistance. Right? I told you it's very less leaky. Right? It doesn't conduct, it's off. The current cannot go flow through that. Right? The only path the current can flow is through to the Y. Right? When current flows, the VDD will automatically appear here. So you get a high voltage there. Right? So when you apply 0, you get a VDD or you get a 1 in digital. Now analog, so this will be 5 volts, 5 volts will appear typically. Right? On the other way, right? When the 1 condition, you apply a 1, this NMOS will become off. Right? PMOS will turn on. So since this is off, the VDD cannot appear here. This is totally cut off, right? So this 0 will appear there. And so this is important. Based on this, I'll ask you to analyze the NAND gate, NOR gate, and everything. Principle is this. Once you know how the NMOS, PMOS works, and you know how to draw a circuit, then I want you to analyze and prove the truth table. Right? It's very interesting, right? Yes or no? If you understand, it's interesting. If you don't understand, it's boring. Let me tell you that. Right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. The NAND gate. Probably we'll talk about NAND gate. Right? So you all know what is the NAND gate truth table, right? If A and B are 0, the output is 1. This is the invert AND gate plus an inverter.
Yes.
You all know AND. AND is both the condition of 2, then the output is 1. That's AND, right? You write any language, your Perl or anything, logical equations will have that. If 2 inputs are same, then the output will only will be active. Right? 1, 1 becomes 1. So NAND is the inverter of the AND. So if both inputs are 1, the output is 0. Otherwise, it's always 1. Right? So that's the truth table. You need to know this first. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Yogesh, do you understand this?
Yeah.
Very good. Excellent. So let's talk about this circuit, right? So don't ask me how this circuit is made. So I'll explain this circuit, right? But you heard by heart that circuit, right? So the two transistors, 2 PMOS are in serial and 2 NMOS is in parallel. You understand that, right? So you have to visualize that. This is PMOS. What is PMOS? This is PMOS? Okay, sorry. So 2 NMOS are in serial and 2 PMOS is in parallel. Okay? So that you have to remember first. And the gates are connected separately and both the gates are shorted. right? The serial gates are separate and the parallel serial are connected shorted. Right? You understand that next, okay? Right, and both the source are also shorted. This is Y and this is VDD, this is ground. Right, you have to practice this circuit. Two parallel, two serial, and two inputs, one output. Correct? So let's see how it works. When either input A or B is 0, what happens? Let's assume this is 0. So what happened to this transistor? What happened to this? NMOS. It is off. It's off, right? This also is off. Correct? So this is on, this is on. So what happens? This gets 1. So that's what happens here. Right? Let's see next condition. 0 and 1. If it is 0, this is off, this is on. So this is off and this is on. So current cannot flow down. Right? So what happens here? So this is 0. So this will conduct, right? Red PMOS will conduct. And this is 1. So this is off. Correct? So this path, through this path, current gets discharged to Y. I think what I would suggest is you analyze the transistor name. T1, T2, T3. This is another homework, right? So do T1, T2, T3, T4, whatever name you want. Name the 4 transistors. You write down next homework. Name the transistors T1, T2, T3, T4, and write for each of these 4 conditions. Write in a table what happens to like the previous circuit, right? You see on and off, right? You draw like that. For each of this circuit, which is on, which is off. You draw that, right? Then finally tell what happens to the Y. You prove the truth table basically. For all the 4 conditions. Right? These are 2 conditions here, right? How it was proven. So you should draw 4 diagrams like this. Draw it a piece of paper. You can then scan it and then you can upload it somewhere. Actually, right? We'll do something like that, right? You don't have to draw it on a computer or something. Just draw in a notebook. You can take a photo in a mobile. Then you can either send it in WhatsApp group or you can send it by email also. I prefer email, right? It's always better. So let's use emails, right? You can attach the email and you can send it in the groups, right? So draw the 4 diagrams and say which is on, which is off on 4 conditions, then prove the table. Okay, this is your hint. This is clear, or should I repeat? Should I tell what is the homework again?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll repeat. Okay, so this is the diagram of an AND gate. I want to draw 4 diagrams separately. Like here there are 2 diagrams. If there are 2 entries in the truth table, you have 2 diagrams. Here there are 4 entries. So you draw 4 NAND gates like this, some CMOS transistors, right? Then you apply 0 and 1. Take the first diagram. You apply. I'll tell you one case. A is 0. Let's assume this is T1. I think let me go to the pin mode. I'll show you one case. Okay, let's assume this is T0. This is transistor 1, transistor 2, transistor 3. Okay? Apply. I'll take the first condition. This is 0. This is 0. Okay? So what happened to this transistor? Off, right?
Yes, sir.
Off. I'll write F. It's more easier. It's off.
Okay.
This is on.
Yes, sir.
That's what you need to write. You write on, off, off. So what happens? The VDD will flow like this. Then you draw flow like this. Then this becomes 1. Right?
Okay.
Correct? You have to show which path is conducting. It is going to this transistor, then you have to show like path like this.
Okay, sir.
If it's coming like this, you show this path. If it's coming like this, you show this path. Right? Understand?
Yes, sir.
So you have to make 4 diagrams for each condition. First condition I already showed you, right? So second condition, third condition, fourth condition then, right?
Okay, sir.
Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. It's as an OR gate. So if you want, you can try. This is optional. So whoever wants, they can do it. It's not compulsory. It's very similar to that, right? So here what happens? The 2 are in parallel. The NMOS is in parallel and PMOS is in serial here, right? Exactly reverse. Right? The previous diagram you see, the NMOS was in serial and PMOS was in parallel, correct? Agree? In NOR gate, the NMOS is in parallel and the CMOS became serial, right? And here also see the gates are like this and this connected this way. whatever, you understand how it is connected. This is a symbol of an OR gate. And here OR gate, what happens? If any input is 1, output is 1. That is the OR. So there is an OR. If any input is 1, the output is 0. Only when the both inputs are 0, your Y becomes 1. Right? That is a truth table. You need to understand this first. Understand what is the OR? Is the OR gate plus the inverter, right? That is an OR. Correct? You know what is an OR, right? OR gate plus the inverter is an OR. So you apply a truth table. This is what you get. Should I explain the truth table? You all follow this? Rakesh?
We'll follow, sir.
Yes.
Yes,
Raja, you
sir.
understand? Raja, are you there? Okay, anyway, let's move on. If someone don't understand, please let me know. Right? So,
Okay.
so if you want, you can do this optional homework. If you want, you can draw 4 diagrams and do the same way. That will help you to understand. That's how you analyze the circuits. Because the analysis is very, very important, right? Once you do this, you can build any gates on your own using transistors, right? So maybe once you do this next class, I'll give you another example. You can take an XOR gate, right, and build a CMOS circuit. This is interview question. I'll tell you questions up front. When I interview people, I'll ask them this, right? Typically, we go to IITs, that's what I ask them. Designer, I'll show them CMOS basic NAND gate and ask them to explain, right? And then I ask them, you design a CMOS circuit for an XOR gate and prove the truth table. Show me how it works. Okay? Agree? So these are the interview questions. I'll tell you what type of interview questions come up front, so you can write down and prepare. So write down, but you don't have to. This is not immediate, but sometime you do it, right? Write down, Ishwar. Design a CMOS gate-based XOR gate. Right? So not immediate. So you can Google and search also, right? You may not be able to design. So do a Google search and find out what is a CMOS circuit for an XOR gate, and understand how it works. Right? And understand how to analyze how it works, like how I showed how to analyze, right? Okay, CMOS applications. Where is it used? Complementary CMOS process are widely implemented. They are fundamentally replace the NMOS and bipolar process for all the digital applications. Right? CMOS is very, very famous. Nobody uses bipolar because of it, leakage and everything, right? Or power consumption. Only when switches, it consumes power, right? So examples are computer memories, the CPUs, microprocessor, flash memory, ASICs, CMOS, right? Still today CMOS is popular, right? Gallium arsenide is not very popular, right? You have FinFET, there are other technologies. If you are interested, maybe in one of the lectures I can talk about the technologies, right? Gallium arsenide, FinFET, and there are the FF called FinFET. If who has interest, you just go to Wikipedia and see what is a FinFET. And just write the names, right? Called FinFET. FINFET. Should I write and show?
Okay, sir.
FET is a field effect transistor, right? It was studied in the college. So FinFET. So that is one of the technologies. It has replaced CMOS.
FinFET.
Pardon?
That's what just now I searched in
Sorry, you're not audible.
FinFET. A FinFET effect transistor is a multi-gate device, a MOSFET built on a substrate where the gate is placed on 2, 3, or 4 sides of the channel or
Don't read
wrapped
out.
around the
Please
channel.
don't read out from Wikipedia. You have to tell us, explain us, right? It's okay. You do it offline. Let's not talk about FinFET. That's not the scope, right? Anyway, you understand. You reading is one thing, but you have to really internalize and understand. How you know CMOS the same way you have to understand what is FinFET, right? You read multiple times. You go look at some YouTube videos. You can see they'll explain what is a FinFET, right? If you're interested, we can talk about it in some other lecture. Oops, what happened? I did something. Okay, thank God. Okay, so we finished the first CMOS project. We have 10 more minutes, I suppose, right? We have 5-6 minutes to go. Let's talk about, these are things we are going to talk. Gates, latches, flip-flops, combinational circuits, sequential circuits, and designing any circuit with NAND, right? Your NAND gate is called basic building block. If you are building a house, use the bricks, right? Use bricks, right? So whatever you call, right? I think bricks is the right word in English. So your house is made of many bricks. So any circuit typically can design with the NAND gate. That's called universal gate. You would have studied in the college, right? So you need to know how to design any circuit with a NAND gate. That's another interview question, right? Even any graduate will be asked that question. So you should be preparing for interviews right away. Write down your notebook or you take notes and put all the interview questions in one place. So when you go for interview, it becomes easy for you. You don't have to prepare because you're preparing for next 1 year, 2 year now itself, right? It becomes easier.
Okay, sir.
Okay, logic gates, flip-flops. Should I talk about logic gates? I think I have a link. What are logic gate, right? Okay. Gates are basic gates, AND gate, OR gate, like my XOR gates, they're logic gates, right? So that's logic. Flip-flops, probably I'll show you. There's a difference between flip-flop and latches. Probably I'll show you that, right? And then the combinational sequential circuits, we'll talk about it, right? For a moment, give me a minute. How do we click on that? It'll take us a click on this one.
Click on the same thing.
Huh?
Click on the same thing again. Click on
Which one?
this Point options.
Okay.
There's a point.
Okay. So let me click on, let's see what is the logic gates. It should take it as a website. Let's see how fast it comes. Okay, so you could go and read this, right? What is it? It's all very basic thing. Yeah, but there's some important points I want to explain. You know what is AND gate, OR gate, that's fine, right? But let's look at the logic levels. It's very important. So many people ignore, right? So what is the logic level? It's all analog, even though it's abstraction, right? That's what called digital. But in real world, they're all analog. They're all voltages. They're like sine waves. It's not a square wave, right? Reality is all sine waves. So let's understand the logic levels, right? So let's look at this. So if supply voltage of logic gates is 5 volts or typically it's 5 volts in TTL level or 3.3 volts in the modern ICs, it is called as a high level or a on state. Okay. So somebody asks, you should tell what is the on state, what is voltage, it's 5 volts or 3.3 volts based on the family, right? This is a TTL transient logic. It has a particular standard level, right? With CMOS, it has a separate level, right? And active high or active low, they will call, right? You need to know. So active low pin must be connected to a logic low level or a ground. If it is active high, you need to be connected to a high level, 5 volts or 3.3 volts. So active low means the circuit will be activated when the input is low, right? You understand? If there's some circuit, if you say that some particular control pin is active low, that means that particular circuit will be activated when that particular control input is grounded. Right? You see the NMOS and PMOS, right? In PMOS, the input is 0, then it is activated, correct? So it is active low input. In the NMOS, when the input is 1, then the switch transistor get activated. So it is active high input. Right? You have to apply a 1. Should I repeat?
No, sir.
Okay, so that's active. So you should remember what is active high and active low. I'll be using these terminologies moving forward. So I told you what is the voltage level. You all know, right? 3.3 volts, 5 volts is on, 0 is off, right? And active high and active low, I told you, right? Forget about the chip enable and all. We'll talk about later on. So TTL logic level, see here, right? So there are certain terminologies you should know. When you read a data sheet, I'll talk about data sheet later on. So VOH is the output voltage level for a high level. Okay? VOH. O stands for output, high stands for high level. This is a minimum output voltage level for a high signal. VOL is minimum output voltage for a low signal. When output is low, right? What is the value it has to be there? When output is high, what is the voltage it has to be there? It's an inverter, right? You have a A input and Z output or Y output, right? So in the Y output, so when it is on, what is the value? When it is off, what is the value, right? This is O is output. This is the on value, this is the off value, basically, right? Or a high or low value. Similarly, VIH and VIL. VI stands for input and H is high and YL is low. Let's see, he's given an example, right? So this is how the TTL works. This ground, this is a high 5 volts, VCC they call. So V input, right? VOH is 2.7 volts. VOL is 0.4. Your output swing is from 0.4 volts to 2.7 volts, basically. The minimum output, when it is off, you will have 0.4 volts minimum. So that means it cannot be zero directly, right? Because why it cannot be zero? There is a transistor, TTL transistor, right? Or CMOS transistor. Your output, when it is off, the output cannot be zero in TTL because it's leaking, it's conducting some minimum resistance is there, right? So that value will be minimum 0.4 volts. So the highest voltage it can go is 2.7 volts, right? And the input voltage range is from 0.8 volts to 2.7 volts. I think you may have to remember all these values. It will be helpful. At least for CMOS you'll have to remember, if not TTL, right? So hope they put the CMOS values also here. Let's skip. Yeah, CMOS. Yeah, very good. Let's look at this. So 3 volts. CMOS runs on a 3.3 volt device. So the output low voltage is 0.5 volts minimum. When it is off, you'll have 0.5 volts at least. Right? It's not at zero. When it is on, it is at 2.5 volts. So what is it here? 0.4 and 2.7. It is 0.5 and 2.4. Right? And the input side is 0.8 to 2. If it is less than 0.18, it will be off, right? If it is less than greater than 2 volts, you'll take it as a high. In between this will be a noise. You know something called noise margin you have studied, right? Correct? So the input is from between 0 to 0.8 volts will be treated as a logic 0. Right? When the input is more than 2 volts to 3 volts, you'll take it as a logic high. Between that, you don't know, right? It's kind of hazy. It may be neither be on or it can be anything. If you look at the CMOS characteristics, you'll see, right? Certain region, you don't know it's on or off, correct? Cannot say for sure. Go to your class notes or go to Wikipedia and check what is the CMOS characteristics. Noise margin, say I told what is the noise margin, exactly, right? So let's see, noise margin. These are things you should remember. They're very, very basic things, or again, interview questions, right? Or if you go for higher studies or you want to get an engineering service kind of thing, then they'll be useful, right? Noise margin of a logic level is defined as the voltage gap between the between the maximum voltage, low voltage input VIL max and VIL min. That's what I told you, right? Of a logic gate. It's also defined as the amount by which the voltage signal exceeds the threshold voltage for the exact high or exact low. Forget about this. I'll show the example. VIL min and VIL max. See here, right here. VIL min and VIL max. Well, let's see what is that. Hopefully he has an example here. No. I think he's given an example. Let's understand the XLC. When the logic circuit is altering between 0 volts and 1.2 volts, and with any voltage below 0.2 volts, it's considered as a low. Correct? Right? This is considered as 0, and any voltage above 1 volt is considered as logic 1. Right? CMOS logic has a higher noise level or noise margin than TTL logic because the minimum output voltage is closer to the supply voltage, right? And maximum output voltage is closer to the 0. TTL has a 5 volts, right? But the swing starts at 2.4 volts, if you see, right? It is not very high, it's not close to VDD, right? See here, right? It starts at 2.7 volts. Your VDD is 5 volts, but it stops at 2.7 volts, right? But in CMOS, you are giving only 3 volts, but you are going till 2.4 volts. It's very close to VDD. So your noise margin is much less, right? Understand? I think you have to look at read this example again, right?
Okay.
When the input is altering between 0 volts and 1.2 volt, any voltage up to 0.2 volts. I think you should look at the CMOS characteristics. Look at IV characteristic of CMOS transistor. It is on, it is off. Look at the threshold voltage and everything. Right? Below 0.2 volts, it is 0. Higher than 1 volt, it is logic high. Right? He's saying noise margin, minimum output voltage closer to the supply voltage, and the maximum output voltage is ground to 0. VOH min is closer to supply and VOL max is closer to 0. I think you read it a couple of times, you'll understand. Just let me know, I'll find a better example. I'll skip all these things here. I think it's not very important. It's showing the basic gates. I think time up, man. I think so. Let's cover the next lecture, right? Slip by 5 minutes. Okay, let's continue the next class.
Okay, sir.
Probably on Sunday, right? Saturday
Yes,
we
sir.
have a special guest lecture. Chief HR executive is attending us. So you all following him in the LinkedIn. So create a LinkedIn account. The first the homework
Okay,
for
sir.
tomorrow, right? Create a LinkedIn account, right? LinkedIn basically your profile. You tell them you are studying in which college, what is your name, what is your hobby. You can put all those things, right? Then select that. You can connect me to LinkedIn also, right?
Okay, sir.
I told you the first lecture, give me what is the LinkedIn link. You can go and give a friend request like Facebook. Facebook is social network. LinkedIn is a professional network, right? So Facebook, you put your personal details. Here you put your professional details. Social media for professional network, right? WhatsApp, WhatsApp is junk, right?
Okay, sir.
Yeah,
Okay, sir.
all the old people use WhatsApp. Put it that way, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So next class, let's continue the flip flops and latches. Guys, any questions you want to ask?
No, sir.
Okay, guys, all the best. Meet you
Sir.
on 5 p.m. on.
Sir,
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
sir, any of my friends can join this class?
No. We are already 11 people, right?
School friends. Okay, sir.
Friends.
Who?
My old school friend, sir, is mechanical. Sorry, is a triple course. So he like to join in this class.
Yeah, no, man. We are already full, right? See, I need to give independent
Okay, sir.
attendance. I keep calling you one of people, right? In person. So I want to
Okay,
do
sir.
that.
Okay, sir.
There are more people. Like, see,
Okay,
I don't
sir.
have time.
Okay, sir.
I have only 2 hours a day free
Okay,
time. So
sir.
I keep calling you guys, right? Whenever, like, come on, right? So you cannot do that personal attention if you have more people. Tell them to, like,
Okay,
look
sir.
at the YouTube lectures and share my email address with them. They
Okay,
can
sir.
always send me an email. Don't send my phone numbers.
Okay,
Phone
sir.
number is very personal.
Okay,
Okay.
sir.
So give my email address to
Okay,
them.
sir.
Ask them to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Let them see the YouTube channel. Send me an email.
Okay, sir.
Let's do that way, right? And the way I want
Okay,
to
sir.
do this, I want you guys to go and teach them. Correct? That's what I told you the model, right?
Yes, sir.
You take these slides, you have the slides, you have the YouTube videos, you go through that, you go and teach them.
Sure, sir.
Correct? Then only you will learn more. And if you have questions, you come back and ask questions. Then you will get more questions. Let's do that model, right?
Okay, sir.
You go and teach your friends.
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir.
Let's do that. And if you have questions, you get those questions through you, then I'll answer them.
Okay, sir.
Okay. My Skype is not responding. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Yes. Thanks.
Thank you,
Thank you.
sir.
Thank you.
Okay, sir. Bye.
Switch off. Recording or not? Huh? See what happens. It is recording. No, actually, it depends on if it is recorded. Can you close the WhatsApp? Oops. Saved or not? If I can record. Easy.